It looks like nothing's missing.
Was brauchst du, Fremder? How can I help you?
What do you have for sale?
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Ez csak egy kibaszott vicc lehet. Szemétláda! Quick! Damn it! Don't you know how to ride a horse?
Everything all right, eh? So this is the Dziewozhenka, more like a regular woman. You're my doggy, eh? So this is the Dziewozhenka's shack. Why would anyone live like this? All alone?
What's that? Stop it, what?
God be with you, noble sir. I'm Henry of Skalitz, and I serve the Lord of Lipa.
Sir Kunesh of Belevitz. Poor as a church mouse, but a free man once again.
A free man again? What happened to you, Kunesh?
Ah, the greatest of misfortunes befell me. Figuring out this war is a job and a half.
Aye. This feuding between the royal brothers is damn muddled, all right.
Precisely. I gambled on Jobst over Sigismund a few years back. Only his Hungarian cavalry soon routed us, and I spent 2 years in captivity.
You were held captive? What was it like?
Hardly wondrous, I'll tell you that. But what irritated me most was being powerless to do anything. It's all those blasted Hungarians' fault. They can shove my silver up their arse and then lick it and kiss it for all I care.
I totally agree. Sigismund is plundering the kingdom and torching the castles of lords loyal to King Wenceslas.
What a bloody awful affair this war is. In my day, men would fight with honor and integrity, not stab each other in the back.
My sentiments exactly, Sir Kunesh.
Why, young man, I see you stand with Wenceslas, eh? I tell you, though, he's the one who dragged our land into this mess.
How so? It was the Hungarians who captured you, wasn't it?
Because I was a fool. But I've realized that the only competent king here is Sigismund.
I disagree with you, sir. Sigismund is a scoundrel who will do our land no good. Again.
That's what often happens in war. Still, for the good of the country, I'll side with Sigismund in the end, especially considering what a drunkard and fornicator that brother of his is.
Wenceslas stands up for his people.
Wenceslas can't even see the tip of his nose, and things are only getting worse.
Sigismund's no king. He's nothing but a murderous thief. I challenge you to a duel, sir.
What? You want to fight me? You're not a noble, but what do I care? Making you skip and jump will amuse me, whelp.
There's no escape!
No chance. Oh, no, you don't.
Show your stuff. You win, young man. But things will only get worse. Mark my words. Wenceslas will do nothing but throw the land back into turmoil. Here's a few groschen to show you I'm a man of honor.
Thank you. I'll remember you as a chivalrous knight, Sir Kunesh.
Where are you heading, laddie?
I'm headed to Truskowitz.
In that case, you'll avoid the bloody barn.
What barn?
There's an old abandoned barn not far from here. Some vagabond has camped there. On the booze from morning till night. Right nuisance he is. I tried to have a word, but the bastard came at me with an axe. That's why I warn passers-by, so they don't come to no harm. God only knows what that bloke might do.
Thanks. I'll keep it in mind.
What is it? Are you whistling just for fun? Oh, excuse me.
Ja!
What do you want here?
Why don't you clear off already? Stop!
You can't stand up to this!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
Take that, you shits! I yield! Mercy! Let me live!
Give me everything you have, and I'll let you go.
All right, easy now. Just let me go,
and I'll give you everything.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Not good at all. That'll be those old herbs. With fresh herbs, it would have turned out better.
Quick! Ja! Go! Ja! Go! Ja! Ja!
Fair maidens and women of virtue, gather round and listen. I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty and wickedness. What the fuck have maintained that God's order?
That's a beautiful bull you've got there. You don't see an animal like that every day.
Aye, and nothing is the finest animal far and wide. He wasn't cheap either.
What's an animal like that worth, anyway?
A big strong bull like him, and pure white too. At least a dozen cows. No, make that 2 dozen. That's why I keep a close eye on him. I have the barn guarded all night. Say, you're a bit too interested in a Nothek. What's this about?
I'm just curious. Can you blame me? Everybody in the county's talking about that bull. I must admit, it really is the best-looking animal near and far.
I'd say. A Nothek is one of a kind.
You've no
no business here. Good doggy. Good boy. Greetings. I wish you a pleasant day.
Why aren't you asleep? Are you waiting for the sun to come up? I hope you're not going to be wandering around out there all night.
Women of virtue, gather round and listen. I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty. And wickedness. You may say that God created out of the earth all men in his image, so they can't be all that bad. But that's just what they want you to think. They're the ones slaves in Scripture. Who knows what really is?
I hope you're not going to be wandering around out there all night.
I was just looking at that bull you've got there. I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful animal.
Aye, our bull. Olbram's, that is the finest animal far and wide. Olbram's really protective of it.
What do you mean?
For example, we have to watch it all night. Do you know how many times I've stepped in shit in the dark because of this? Take care. Huh? What's that you're doing? Surely you don't want to break in, you, such a good soul. What's that you're doing? Surely you don't want to break in, you, such a good soul. Get moving! Well, are you going? Away with you!
Good day.
You won't come here making...
I sir, after...
Well, we'll let it... Off the property! Off you go! That's it. You won't come here make...
I sir, after...
Well, we'll let it... Off the property! Off you go! That's it. You won't come here...
I sir, after...
Well, we'll let it... Off the property! Off you go! That's it. You won't come here.
I want the bed.
Fine. Huh.
Fair maidens and women of virtue, gather round and listen. I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth.
You shouldn't be walking around in the dark.
Wickedness. You may say that God created Adam. And all men in his image, so they can't be all that bad. But that's just what they want you to think. Fair maidens and women of virtue, get out!
All right. What am I going to do with you? Aye. This'll be good.
Can we sort this out on our own, or do I need to get the bailiff involved?
We can work this out.
That's enough, You paint our bull, we'll paint your...
How dare you, you scum? Can't you see I'm a nobleman? You should be happy I wanted to take a look at your bull.
You're a nobleman? My apologies.
Oh, stop whining. I'll forgive you this time. I really need to eat something.
Let's go. Out!
Fair maidens and women of virtue.
Huh? You again?
You're not going to graze here. But that's just what they want you to think. Oh, no. They're the ones claiming it's in Scripture.
Fucking Packovite. I tell them, they're trying
All right. Aye. I could use some sleep.
Huh? What's that you're doing? Surely you don't want to break...
Christ, I need some sleep. I feel like laying down.
Got to be here.
What on earth are you doing here?
Nothing.
What's with that?
What about it?
Got some treasure there, eh?
I wish.
Then what are you up to here?
Look, I mean no disrespect, but I ain't having the best of days. So, thanks for stopping by, but no need to tarry for my sake.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I think not. But thanks anyway.
Come now. What is it you're up to?
You're a stubborn one, aren't you? But all right then. Listen up. I'm Bolek.
And I'm Henry.
See, what I'm doing here is... How do I... Sakura. How to explain this? Well, it's just... The hand of God dragged me here to look for the Holy Grail.
You're looking for the Holy Grail? Here? Of all places?
Aye. It should be around here somewhere. Somewhere in the area.
Are you a complete lunatic? How the hell did you come up with such a crock of shit? Why here, of all places?
Because I met this old monk the other day. He wasn't entirely right in the head. He kept muttering to himself and looked the worse for wear. Not a pleasant sight. But I felt sorry for him. So I shared some wine and a piece of bacon with him, and he gave me a parchment with writing on it.
You can read?
Of course I can't read. I don't have time for that kind of tomfoolery. but I know a scribe over in Kuttenberg, and he read it to me. And what it said near knocked me on my arse.
Let me guess. Something about the Grail.
Aye! That filthy scrap of parchment described exactly where the Chalice of Christ was hidden.
Seriously?
Well, I mean, not actually exactly. It was more like a bunch of verses, but it's a great clue.
Really? Do tell.
You think I'd let you in on it?
Maybe I can help you. Bones, holy relic.
You found stuff like this?
I sure have. I've got a knack for it. It's pretty much what I do.
Sacre. Fine. The monk gives me this parchment, and it's from two magic... like a cross there.
Let me see that parchment.
Here. Can you make anything out of it?
It looks like it's been torn out of a book. Part of the rhyme might... Or maybe there's...
Of course! A map! Why didn't I...
Are you alright?
I might know who has the map. 1,000 thanks, Henry. You can keep that parchment. You've been a big help.
Well, good luck then.
It was good to see you, my friend.
Greetings to you.
What do you have? Let's talk about...
All right, Aye. Thank you, and take... Care.
I wish you a pleasant morning.
How are you doing? I'm Henry.
Nice to meet you. I'm Zdeněk. I'm a storyteller. I could tell you so sad they'd make the devil cry. Or would you prefer something so scary it'll make the hairs on your ass turn white? But it's a lot of hard work for me. Now, if you had something to drink or a couple of groschen, that might help loosen my tongue.
I know quite a few stories myself. How about a trade? A story for a story.
All right, then. But if it's the one about the magic porridge pot, don't bother. I've heard it 100 times. And that story always leaves me feeling hungry.
I know a romantic tale about a knight, his lady love, and 3 impossible tasks he had to undertake to win her heart. He had to bring her the sweetest wine, tame the wildest horse, and make a crown with the rarest gem.
And then? What happened when he'd done all 3?
Well, the lady of his heart showed her gratitude by giving him the most precious thing she had. And I'm not talking about gold.
Oh, a raunchy ending. That'll be popular with the lads round here. If I were you, I'd make it longer. To last a whole evening. Add a wicked stepmother, that sort of thing. It'll be a hit. And now, I'll tell you a tale in return. So what kind of story would you like to hear?
I like stories that can teach me something. Stories with a moral.
Haven't you heard enough of those in church? But it's not a problem. I have just the tale for you. And it's not one you'll hear from any priest. So, once upon a time, there lived in these very lands 2 brothers. The older was called Kuba, the younger, Matthias. They were both woodcutters, like their father and his father before him. One day, at the height of summer, they were working in the woods. The air was as hot as a furnace, so Matthias went to a nearby pond to cool himself. But as he was leaning over the cold water, there was a loud splash. His axe had got loose from his belt. In haste, he began to search the muddy bed of the pond, and his hands soon touched something hard and heavy. He pulled it out and could not believe his eyes. He pulled out an axe. Yes, but not his old one. It was an axe made of pure silver.
Good God. I'd grab that without a second thought.
Maybe you would, but Matthias would never. He was an honest man, and with a big swing he threw the silver axe back. He searched the pond again, and this time he pulled out his own axe. Nothing but dull iron and old wood.
Wait, Matthias threw the silver axe back? What a fool! He could have sold it.
A fool, you say? You'd better listen well. Matthias was just about to leave when suddenly a water goblin came out of the pond, silver axe in his hands, and he said, "You're a righteous man, Matthias, and for your honesty, you may keep both axes." Matthias, not hanging around for the goblin to change his mind, took up both axes, gave us thanks, and ran to tell Kuba all about it. Kuba, however, was not best pleased with his little brother's fortune. He deeply envied Matthias for his newfound wealth, so he set out to try the same thing. He ran as fast as his legs could carry him straight to the pond, threw his own axe in, and began a pretend search for it. Yet Kuba had no luck. He pulled out the axe he'd thrown in himself. So he tried again. Tricked by sunlight, he grabbed something shiny, only to pull out his old iron axe again. Enraged, he hurled his axe back into the water and yelled, "Fuck this axe! I want a silver one!" But the water goblin heard his shameful cry and was greatly upset by Kuba's greed. So, when Kuba reached down into the water for a third time, the water goblin seized his hand, pulled him down a hole to the dark depths, and drowned him.
Well, all was as it should have been. It was Kuba's fault.
I don't think so. It seems Matthias didn't either. He went to the water goblin and begged for his brother's body so he could take him home and bury him. But the path back from the pond led over a steep hill, and carrying the weight of the waterlogged body exhausted Matthias. He stopped to rest by an old oak tree, and he used a silver axe to cut off a branch that would serve as a walking stick. But it wasn't enough. Somehow it was. So with the there, he's follow, and when you.
That was a very nice story.
Story? What story? It's the truth.
Well, why hasn't anyone gone looking for the axe then?
Because it brings misfortune. Didn't you listen to me at all? Look for yourself if you wish. Rock Tower Pond isn't far from here. The Water Goblin's Pier is somewhere among the reeds. But leave me out of it. I'm fine here with my drink. See you later.
My God, what now?
Nothing worth it.
It's done. Oldbrum's bull isn't as white as it used to be.
I knew you wouldn't let me down, mate. Oldbrum must be having a fit. I can almost see it.
To hell with the fucking pricks. The lousy city stuff.
All right, then. Here's the reward I promised you. Every last groschen.
Thanks.
And since you already got caught up in our little disputes, maybe you can help me with something else.
So, what can I help the Takovites with this time?
We're planning to meet with the Geliovites in the pasture that they keep arguing with us about. We'll sort it all out with them there. Nicely. Man to man. Wouldn't you like to join us?
Why not? After painting that bull, it would actually be quite a pleasant change to talk things over face to face.
Aye. Talk.
We'll get into a huge argument and then start punching each other in the gob. So then, should I send for Oldbrum so we can get going?
All right then. Let's paint them Jelliavites so black and blue that they'll envy Oldbrum's bull.
Haha, that's what I like to hear. Come, let's get the lads together and get going. Hey there, Jelliavites! Did you miss us?
You know they did. They could hardly sleep.
Can you blame them? I'd rather come and get a beating than hang around in Jelliov too.
You see? They're provoking us again. And they brought a stranger. There's no use trying to negotiate with them.
There's nothing to negotiate, old man. The pasture is ours, and that's final.
Bullshit! You know right well that I got smacked around as a child in that orchard right over there.
What do we care where you got smacked around?
Don't laugh at him.
Listen to yourselves. All this useless racket for nothing. Why don't you leave things the way they are and split the pasture in half once and for all?
No splitting. It's all ours. I remember.
He's making it up. He just wants to take what's ours.
Seems a bit too convenient that he's the only one who remembers that the whole pasture belongs to them. The old coot hardly remembers which hole is for eating and which is for shitting.
Old Oldbrum's always fuming, says half the pasture's his. Claim he'd graze his own bull there, but he's a fool, he is.
What did you say, you arse?
Keep my nothing out of your mouth. You know how long it took to wash off all that bloody paint? Which one of you was it?
So what? That was just a bit of fun.
You'll laugh on the other side of your face when we kick your asses.
That's right. Get him, lad.
About time. I thought I'd grow roots.
Enough talk! Get 'em, lads!
Nice strike!
Oh, you so Nick!
Yeah! Don't spare him. Help me with him.
Nice hit!
No chance.
Nice strike!
You won't get me!
He nearly caught me.
It's a wonder you're still standing.
Bash their teeth in.
Let him have it.
Bash their teeth in.
Don't step on our crops, you jelly of bastards! I'm sorry. Wake up!
Hey, wake up!
Hey, wake up! Christ, that stings!
Wake up!
At least I stopped the bleeding.
I have to say, for a bunch of ordinary villagers, you fight well.
It ain't our first time, mate. And you held your own.
Well, I feel right at home in a fist fight.
If you ever have another one planned...
I would happily kick Olbram's arse 3 times a day. But he isn't getting any younger. It's more than enough that you helped us defend Tachov's honor. And don't think we don't know how to reward good deeds like that.
Thank you. And if those Zheliovites ever cause any more trouble, let me know.
Take care for now.
Wake up!